ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Bears Den podcast. We got our boy Chicago Clarence here, and we got a new guy to our team, Jay. So everybody, let's show us some love, please. Whatever social media platform you follow us on, please like us, subscribe us, follow us, comment, do whatever you got to do, but please show us some love. And guys, as you know, Chicago Clarence secured us a viewing spot at the Concord Mills Mall. If you live in Concord, North Carolina area or Charlotte, 8021 Concord Mills Boulevard. So Jay, you first time on our show, we have to ask you this. Why are you a Chicago Bears fan?
Yes, sir. First time. Big fans of the show, guys, and thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it. Why am I a Bears fan? I come from a long lineage, long line of Chicago sports fans, whether it's Bulls, Bears, Blackhawks. I've always grown up, with friends and family, watching TV, watching games. I've always been around that. My uncle used to watch the Cubs on WGN back when they were on WGN before they moved to their own network. It's who I am. I'm passionate about the city, passionate about sports, all the history, whether it's Jordan, whether it's, Rodman, Noah, 85 Bears, Walter, hell, even now with Caleb, just sports is, in my DNA. And I just love my city and love my team, and a big Bears fan from day one.
Wow. Yes. I love Walter Payton. He was my idol. I've said it many times. He is the reason I'm a Bears fan.
Sweetness.
Yes. I also like the Cubs. I also like the Blackhawks. Someone who I will not mention likes a team on every coast. He likes Atlanta. He likes the Lakers. He likes Notre Dame. He's got his time zones covered.
Okay.
In sports.
But a sports fan, right? We love him.
Yes, Don't be a hater, Andy. Don't be a hater.
I've never been a big basketball fan, honestly.
Okay.
I would love to have been in that arena when Jordan was winning titles. Like when I go to see the Blackhawks play, I cannot imagine that arena when Jordan was in his prime and they were I can't imagine it. Because it's crazy in there with the Blackhawks. They still get a good attendance, even though they're hopefully on the rise.
Who would pick hockey over basketball anyway?
He does not like hockey, Jay, unfortunately.
He's in the same arena, though, Clarence. In the same arena. He's almost there.
I mean, come on, man. You would rather watch a hockey game than Michael Jordan? Stop.
Bobby Hull, Stan Mikita, take it back. We got some legends in the city, man.
We got a few. I mean, you going to count Oprah, too?
Hey. I would count Oprah. She is a legend. Yes. So with that being said, guys, Hard Knocks was on last night or the night before. I didn't watch it the last night, but let's start with you, Jay. What do you think of Hard Knocks?
I've been watching Hard Knocks for a while. I think the first season that I watched might have been one of those Houston Texans seasons with like J.J. Watt and Vince Wilfork, like way back in the day. It's not back in the day, but a couple of years ago. So I've been watching Hard Knocks for a while. I was excited when the Bears got picked, but I also was kind of nervous. I know, George McCaskey is a little was probably a little too coy, but like he's really reserved in what he wants to show. And I kind of understand that because you do see a lot. I'm not sure if you guys will watch the New York Giants Hard Knocks episode or Hard Knocks season this year. They showed a lot. And sometimes I feel like at times they showed a little too much. Like really in-depth trades when it came to them, maybe getting Rome, maybe Saquon going to the Bears. They got really deep. And so I understand why some organizations are like, we don't really want to pull back the curtain totally. Yeah. However, as a Bears junkie addict, football addict, it was awesome. It was cool seeing Hallis Hall. It was cool seeing all the new stuff they've done because I know that they put a ton of money into the new Hallis Hall. Cool seeing the draft process, all those guys. And I'm a big fan of the 1920 football drive that the Bears do. So it kind of was a deeper dive into their day-to-day operations. So I thought it was sick, man. Thought it was awesome.
Chicago Clarence, what did you think of the show?
Well, I'm going to echo a lot of the things that he said. For me, it was good to, like he said, pull back the curtain and look at some of the inner workings on some of our decisions. Too bad we didn't get to have this kind of access when they was doing stupid stuff, like drafting Trubisky, for one thing, or some of the coaching hires that they have made. I would have liked to have sit down and watch them sit in the room and come up with some reasonings as to some of the stupidest decisions that's ever been made in football. But I'm going to get off that. I'm going to focus on the now. And so it was cool to look at the process. It was cool to I enjoyed when they did the show, the story about Simone Biles and Jonathan. I
Oh
thought
yeah.
that was cool to show him packing up, getting ready to go to Paris and support his wife. Show him in the stands with her family was cool. When she had, called and was asking about things going on at the house, I appreciated that. Even though that had very little to do with football, but it also showed future free agents on how we operate, on how the Bears as an organization to move to allow him to go to Paris and support his wife in the middle of training camp. I
Yeah.
thought that was a very good Will Jets classy move by the organization.
That was super cool, man.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I agree. The most important thing to me was April 25th, 2024. Hopefully, that is when we drafted our franchise quarterback. And we don't have to discuss the quarterback room for another 15 years. That, to me, was the most important thing. And I wrote that date down, and next year I'm going to check on it. But let me tell you a little backstory of how I met Jay. The day Randall Cobb retired, he posted on his Twitter account the play where Chris Conte gets beat for the touchdown. And I just messaged Jay, hey, don't be posting that. I got a guy who will fight Chris Conte right now. No questions asked. And Jay's like, really? I'm like, yes. My buddy on the podcast, Chicago Clarence, will fight Chris Conte right now if he sees him. And then me and Jay talked, and I'm like, Jay, you got to come on the show because you will be perfect. So that's how I met Jay. And I remember that play.
Yeah,
Clarence is about to lose it right now.
Uh-oh.
I don't understand. I just don't understand what he was thinking watching the best receiver on that team run right by him in a call blitz. I don't want to hear this nonsense about the call being man or zone and he's passing him off to somebody else. You the freaking safety. There's nobody who plays behind you, dumbass. So
charged up. Chris Conte is a trigger word in this chat. Okay.
I told you, Jay, on Twitter, you want to see a fight, let Chris Conte and Chicago Clarence meet.
Had we won that game, we were going to the playoffs. How is that Julius Peppers' fault? He gets around his man. He gets chipped by the tight end. He flushes Aaron Rodgers out of the pocket, and he throws a bomb to a wide-open Randall Cobb. Why? Because Chris Conte lets him run by him.
Clarence, I'm with you. I am with you. However, listen, I'll send you some links, but a couple of former players that wore the Chicago Bear uniform, our uniform, they said, listen, we know Conte passed him off, ran right past him, but that was Pep's responsibility to keep contained. Apparently, Alex Brown said if he keeps contained, I think it was Urlacher or maybe one of the, I think it might have been Hunter Hillemeyer, one of the linebackers coming in on the blitz, and he had Aaron. If he could have just held contained for 1 minute, but Aaron broke out, I got Conte wide open.
Well, they obviously wasn't watching the same game that I was, because Peppers comes around the end, and like I said, had it not been for the tight end to chip him and knock him off course,
there was a chip.
So what are they talking about? That right there negates everything that they're saying.
Yeah.
Pepper's job is to go get the quarterback. That's what he's doing. The freaking play was a call blitz. What are you talking about? He's supposed to keep containment. Stop it with that.
You got to take it up. You got to take it up with those guys.
Yeah,
I'm going to defer to them.
I would challenge any of them to come on this podcast and please give me football terms as to the reasoning of this stupid comments that you're making about Des Pepper's fault. It is Chris Conte's fault. Stevie Wonder could see it. So what are they talking about?
At the end of the day, Conte is the last line of defense.
Yes,
Preach.
He's got a hold. Also,
who is he passing them off to? The cheerleaders? That's the only people who's behind him.
In my head, if I'm the safety in my head, though, I'm passing him off to who? To the end zone. That's who you're passing him off to, right? I know safeties are only DBs can only cover for 4 seconds. If anything, just camp out in the end zone. He gets a 20-yard gain. You stop him. There's 15 seconds left on the clock. Maybe you live to fight another day. Who knows? But that's just what they say, and I defer to the all pros.
And it was fourth down and 8 or fourth down and 12, something like that. But it was fourth down.
Yeah, and it was about 40. It was about 40 seconds left. So like if he checks it down for a 20-yard gain, okay, first down. You're running out of time, Aaron. Now who knows, but I like my chances that way rather than a walk off.
I told you this raises his blood pressure. With that being said, tomorrow night we have the Buffalo Bills, Chicago Bears versus the Buffalo Bills. So, Clarence, I'll start with you. The offense is on the field for Chicago Bears. What do you want to see tomorrow night?
I want to see us go down and stick it in the end zone
Yeah.
while all the starters are playing.
Yep.
I want to see Caleb Williams run the offense. I want to see how he does pre-snap reads, and we know that's something that our previous quarterbacks all struggled with. I want to see him set his protection with the offensive line. The offensive line worries me with the injuries that we have. But I want to see us take the ball, go down and score, not a field goal. I want 6. And if we're able to do that, and then everybody, all the starters go sit down and drink Gatorade and watch the rest of the game, I'm cool with it. But I want to see us go down and stick it in the end zone. Against their first team defense, that's what I want to see.
Jay, same question to you. What do you want to see tomorrow night when we have the ball on offense?
Yeah, 100%. I'm going to echo some things that Clarence said. I want to see a clean operation from the offense, really. Like no pre-snap errors, no penalties. Caleb Williams is a rookie, right? He's coming from USC, Oklahoma, had a lot of success at the collegiate level, but this is the NFL. No one's holding up signs with ducks on them or holding up signs with, Michael Jordan's face on it. No, like you have to know the play, know the cadence, lead the guys, go into the huddle. It'll be loud in Buffalo. Won't be a regular season game, but it's Buffalo. Those guys are going to come out. It's going to be nice and noisy in there. So in a hostile environment, like take command of the offense, like Clarence said, drive the ball down the field. Let's go through some reads. Even if it's 3 and out, let's get some completions. Let's hit DJ. Let's hit Keenan, Rome. Hell, hit Johnson, whoever. Let's get some easy layups, some easy completions, and let's just look solid.
I agree with that 100%. I mean, tomorrow night, the big ticket is Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
That's what everybody wants to see. That's what everybody bought a ticket, wants to see. He is the star tomorrow night. All the eyes will be on Caleb Williams.
And it's going to be a packed house because there ain't nothing else to do in Buffalo. Everybody's going to be at the game.
Like Green Bay, what's going on?
What else are you going to do?
I don't know. So, exact opposite of question, Jay. What do you not want to see on offense tomorrow night when Chicago Bears have the football in their hands?
I feel like I'm just so scarred and like jaded as we all are as Bears fans with with a new hot OC coming in, right? Shane Waldron's got this track record of resurrecting Geno's career, having success. I think he spent some time with Sean McVay in LA, and he's bounced around the league, so he's got experience. But I don't want to see a clunky offense, right? And I know it's preseason; it's the first game, technically, first time we're seeing the starters. But I don't want to see a lot of errors out there, a lot of like clunky plays, a lot of plays left on the field. Let's keep things clean. Let's keep things simple. You don't have to go, full install week 1 versus the Titans, but like let's just see a nice clean operation out there. No, nothing forced, nothing bad, and everyone stay off the ground. Let's keep Caleb off the ground. No injuries, no roll, ankles, no nothing. Just keep it clean. Let's have a nice day out there to start it off.
Same question to you, Chicago Clarence. What do you not want to see tomorrow night when we have the ball?
The thing that worries me most are injuries.
Yes.
That's what I don't want to see. Of course, I don't want to see us go out there and look like we don't know what we're doing on offense like we tend to see when the Bears have the ball. But more than that, I don't want to see any of the skilled people get hurt. I'm talking about DJ Moore. I'm talking about Keenan Allen. I'm talking about Swift. I'm talking about Caleb Williams, And right now, we can't afford any more injuries to that line.
No.
So we are thin. We're going to be pretty soon relegated to signing people off the street. And another injury to a starter would definitely be really bad, especially to our skilled people. So, like I said, I want to see us go down there. I want to see us get 6 and everybody sit down.
Yeah. Grab a drink.
I don't want to see any more screens. Remember how screens you used to throw 26 screens a game? Or Cole Kmet line up on their center.
Man.
False starts I don't want to see anymore. And I don't want to see injuries. And like Chicago Clarence just said, our O-line scares me. So that seems to be very, very thin at the moment. So
very, very thin.
Yeah. So Jay, Chicago Bears are on defense. What do you want to see tomorrow night when we are on defense?
This may be kind of too much to ask for right now. Maybe I'll revise this and access for week 1. But honestly, I just want to see those guys pick up from where they left off last season, right? This team, they haven't had many changes with the exception of our safety Bird, him coming in. There hasn't been a ton of changes, right? Let's pick up where we left off. They've got swagger. Those guys hit. I love Tremaine Edmonds. I feel like he's one of the leaders of the defense. he's an alpha, right?
Yes.
Our other guy, our guy opposite him, T.J. Edwards, he's another alpha. Montez Sweat's a dog. You got Briscoe's a dog. Jalen Johnson, best cover corner in the league, right? Let's go out there and let's show them, hey, this Bears team was a top 10 unit the last couple weeks of the season. Let's pick up where we left off.
Chicago Clarence, same question to you.
I want to see us be able to stop the run. If you can't stop the run in the NFL, you're not going to win. We need to be able to stop the run. We need to be able to rush the passer. Those are the two key things that we've been talking about all off season with that defense. We have got to be able to get pressure on the quarterback, and we have got to be able to stop the run. I want to see the development of Javon Dexter. I want to see Montez Sweat take another step, and I want to see who's going to emerge on that other side of that end, on that line, to help Sweat get pressure on the quarterback. That's what I want to see. And just like on offense, I don't want to see anybody get hurt.
There's an open job opposite of Montez Sweat.
Yes, I still think we're thin on the defensive line as well. Because if Sweat goes down, we are going to be in trouble quickly. I don't know where we're going to get a pass rush from. And they are counting on Dexter to really ascend big time.
Well, he's got to be right with that move because he didn't add anything to that position in the offseason. He didn't, I can appreciate the way that we do our salary cap issues. I won't say issues, but our situation, the way that he streamlines his paying. But you got to be right because you didn't, and that's what people have been talking about, the two weaknesses on that defense, the D-line and another pass rusher. And I give him credit. He built up that secondary to what it is right now. I think it's the best secondary in the league. He built up the linebackers. We're challenging to be one of the best linebacker groups in the league. Kudos. Now we got to do something about that defensive line. If we can't stop the the run, and when we play some of the quarterbacks that we're going to play in this year, if we can't get any pressure and we allow them to sit back in a clean pocket and just pick us apart, it don't matter how good our linebackers are. It don't matter how good our secondary are. If we can't get pressure and make the quarterback get rid of the ball, or i.e. sack him before he's, we got to be able to do it. Got to. So that's what I want to see. I want to see us be able to cause havoc. I want to see us flying to the ball. I want to see guys on the ground. And like I said, I want to see the development of Javon Dexter. He's key because he's playing in the middle of that line. And if he can't do his part, if he can't play that three technique, we're in trouble.
To build on that, Clarence, I will say, if you guys have heard, when Matt Eberflus first came in here, he said the engine of his defense was the three technique. And
many times.
That's one of my but one of my main criticisms with this regime, Poles and Flus, is that if that's your engine, you guys haven't really made it a priority, whether in free agency or in the draft, to address that position. I do like Dexter, but it's coming up on year 3 now. I mean, it's time to put up or shut up, and that's an important position. And this team right now we've pushed our chips in the middle financially and on the field to take that step. So this is a year.
He hasn't made the three technique or the center priorities.
Yeah, 100%.
And I'm disappointed in that. We keep putting Band-Aids on that center position. And I don't know why. I mean, isn't that the position that calls out the line protection?
Yeah.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
I don't want to be a Justin Fields apologist, but when you're picking up the ball from your feet every other snap, if Caleb's doing that, man, it's taking his eyes off what he needs to be looking at. It's not a recipe for success.
Yeah,
exactly.
I don't like the plan at center, even with Ryan Bates being our center. Just because he's played center sometimes, he's going to cut it. I don't like that plan at all.
Yeah, I like that he's versatile, but I think either Olin Cruz or Tom Thayer was saying if you have an offensive lineman that kind of is a hybrid position, he really is not a specialist in one position. And so, excuse me, Ryan Bates is a center, but he also can swing the guard, which is cool. Versatility is great, but I want a true lockdown Jason Kelce center. That may be greedy, but
Oh yeah, I agree. I think center is very important to a team. I mean, he's the only player that touches the ball in every game. If you use Cole Kmet as a quarterback, like we've seen them do last year, sometimes the center is the only guy who touches the ball every play, and we just put a Band-Aid on that position.
100%.
Yeah, so we got a little off track. So we basically answered this question. Jay, I'll start with you. When the Chicago Bears are on defense, what do you not want to see? tomorrow
Man,
night.
what do I not want to see? I don't want to see a limp group, right? I want us to come out ready to play a football game, and I don't really have any concern that that's a possibility because this defense seems to be playing with some swagger and playing with some juice, especially the second year together in the same system. But don't come out and let who's starting Josh Allen come down the field or Mitchell Trubisky come down the field and light you up like he did a couple of seasons ago in that preseason game. I think it was Justin's second preseason game. Mitchell Trubisky went down the field like butter against most of our starters and lit us up. I know it's preseason, but I don't want to see that, right? Let's come out ready to play a football game, ready to hit somebody. Like Clarence said, like defensive line. Let's establish our presence early. Let's make it a little awkward and let's let coach for the Bills, McDermott. Let's let him pull out Josh Allen for safety reasons in the second series. Let's come out ready to hit.
Yeah, I could buy that. I'll be okay with that.
Yeah.
Chicago Clarence, what do you not want to see tomorrow night when we are on defense?
I cannot emphasize injuries enough.
Yeah, I agree.
That's the reason. That's the number one reason why I hate preseason games. Injuries. We can't afford to have anybody a starter go down. Second to that, I want us to be able to get off the field. I don't want to see somebody come in there and just take us down the field and make it look easy.
Yeah.
I don't want Josh Allen to stand in that pocket clean and just be able to dissect us and take us and pick us apart. I want to see us get off the field. And then I feel he probably played the defense 2 series and then you give him the rest of the night off.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if he can do that and the still 0, even if we give up a field goal, that's fine. Because what I've been hearing, the strength of our defense is we tend to get stout when we're when the other team is inside the red zone. Mm-hmm. And so I can dig that.
Well, I don't want to see what I saw in the Hall of Fame game. Houston Texans took that opening drive and went down the field and put 7 on the board.
Stars didn't play though.
I know it's second string, but I still did not like seeing that.
Yeah, Davis Mills looking like an all-pro.
Yeah, he did. I did not like. And what you said, Jay, last time we faced Mitchell Trubisky in a preseason game, we made it look like we made a huge mistake letting him go. But I do not want to see us give up points on opening drives, especially if our starters are in there. I did not like seeing that again in the Hall of Fame game. So
yeah,
Jay,
all of that is key,
Yeah.
But we have to kind of temper what we're actually looking for.
Yeah.
When everybody's in. We know what the weaknesses of this team is. We know we cannot, I won't say we can't do it because we did finish with a top 10 defense. And like Jay said, let's continue on with how we finished. But we have got to be able to get to the quarterback. We all know it. If we have aspirations of going to the playoffs or even higher than that, then we got to get the quarterback on the ground. We got to get teams off the field. We can't allow these teams to have 12, 13, 14 play drives.
Yeah.
That wears your defense out. And God forbid if your offense has been struggling the way I was have for 3 decades.
1 and done or 3 and done.
Not being able to keep the ball, So nothing wears your defense out like a poor offense. No, just go ask Urlacher and Briggs and all those people who are in the Hall of Fame because they were great defensive players, but not be able to get teams off the field because our quarterback sucked. But that's another story.
When Chicago Clarence gets on a roll, he gets on a roll. Trust me.
I'm gonna keep that Conti card in my back pocket just
Don't.
any day. I'm gonna use it like ass salts and just kind of wave it in front of him.
Or the Mitchell Trubisky draft. When we drafted him, we traded up to draft. That was the first time I met Clarence. I just heard this guy yelling. And I'm like, oh my God, this guy is going to overturn the table. He has the table. It's like, oh my God, he's going to overturn the table. That's how mad he was.
And gave the Niners some decent compensation to move up a spot.
Don't poke at Clarence. He's gonna get. I can see his blood pressure rising already.
Hey Andy, real quick. I'm not sure if you guys have a quick moment for a story. You put a nugget in my head that I've been thinking about.
Go ahead.
You mentioned Cole Kmet and the screen game. You didn't want to see a ton of screens. I went to DePaul University in Chicago here, and I met my college roommates. We're all super close. One's in Minnesota, one's in Ohio, and then the other one's in the burbs out here. We're all big sports fans. we make a pilgrimage to Minnesota every year in the summer just to kind of hang out, have a boys' weekend. But we usually do Bears Vikings, and so we're doing it this year. Last year, we went up there and saw Josh Dobbs on Monday Night Football. We were counting, the Viking fans were counting how many screens we called that game. It was hilarious. We were like 1, 2, 3, 4, another screen.
It was 12, was it not, or 15? I remember that game, and somehow we won that game.
Yeah,
because Dobbs sucked. He threw like 3 or 4 picks.
And
he threw it away like a Pez dispenser.
Yeah, I mean, he was giving the ball. He was giving it up like Lindsay Lohan. You know,
we only put 15 points on the board that game, didn't we?
Yeah,
like 5 field goals.
We had our issues with Luke Getsy last year. I mean, that dude would call a screen on 3rd and inches.
Another screen. Is what they were yelling in the back. Another screen.
Yes.
But what game was it? Wasn't it Tampa Bay?
Oh,
they were talking about knowing our plays, about looking at our alignment. We changed nothing. We wouldn't even change the side of the field that we were running the play at. We ran the same thing, and they knew it was coming when Fields threw that interception. They knew the play.
He threw it to Shaquille Leonard. Shaquille Leonard said, I think in the post-game interview, he said, I saw the offensive lineman letting go of my defensive guys. I was like, this is a screen to the same spot. I'm going to jump this route.
And how many gun runs can we call and not block them?
Too easy.
The gun runs that we cannot.
We can't block that play.
I can hear DDP on his show. Gun run. We can't block it, but we keep running.
We can't block it for whatever.
Hear him yelling.
The way this team runs an offense is just we can't. We refuse to get into single back formations. And run the ball. Yes. I mean, and we did. It was successful.
Yeah.
And especially when they put the fullback in short yardage situations, we would either pick up the first down or to be a big play. But here we are again in shotgun running the ball again.
Yeah.
Asinine.
Full transparency. If we're having offensive line issues week 4 or 5 as we get into the season, I'm cool with them going max protect, bringing Mercedes Lewis, helping him as a 6th offensive lineman with the weapons we have. I mean, go empty backfield with 6 offensive linemen and let's do it. Let's do whatever we got to do, to be honest.
Long as it's Lewis and not Cole Kmet, because Cole Kmet, as big as that guy is, can't block worth a damn. He can't block the sun, for God's sake.
Mercedes Lewis, being the 45-year-old wonder he is, he still loves to get in it. He still loves to.
He likes to mix it up, no doubt. Which is the reason why we signed him. To help facilitate running the ball. And so, I mean, maybe somebody should have sent Luke Getsy an email and said maybe we should start running the ball. That's the reason why we signed some of the people we did. You know, I don't know. Hire a skydiver to write the stuff in the sky. You know, run the ball, single back formations, I formation. You know, I'll even take trips. But let's stop trying to run the ball out of the shotgun and pistol. What are we doing?
Yeah. Hopefully all that's over with Shane Waldron. Hopefully.
Listen, I want to see what our offensive alignment looks like. I want to see. I mean, we're going to dumb it. It's going to be very generic in the play calls that we use. But every now and then, let's see that we actually do study and practice.
Can we run a slant? Like, is that happen in Chicago?
Quick slant, yes.
Can we do that at Soldier Field? Is there like some rule? Like, I've seen Aaron Rodgers and now Jordan Love. Oh, I got a guy on a one route right there. Boom. Every time, 20 yards.
I mean, DJ Moore would be elite at running slants.
Elite, and him and Tyler.
Yes, and Keenan Allen. I mean, we all know he is an elite route runner. He should win. Like, I think he's probably going to be Caleb Williams' favorite target on 3rd down.
I was going to say third and 7, 3rd, 5.
I think he is that good of an elite route runner.
Yeah.
He will be Caleb Williams' favorite target.
But don't forget, that's Rome Odunze's strong point coming out of college, too. His ability to run routes, crisp routes.
Yeah. They say, I don't know if it was Jalen Johnson or one of the DBs. They were saying he's like sneaky fast. Like, one of his size, like he gets up on you quick.
Yeah, no doubt. He gets open too. I like it. Great hands.
So, guys, who wins tomorrow night, or does it matter? Anybody?
It doesn't matter. I mean, like I said before, if our first team offense goes down and puts the ball in the end zone and to get the rest of the game and we lose 40-7, I could care less. Long as we come back and everybody's healthy. So That's what I want to see. I want to see the first team offense score a touchdown and then take the rest of the night off. Get Caleb Williams and especially Keenan Allen, who we all know, hey, he
Mhm.
gets hurt all the time. Get him out of there. Get DJ Moore out of there, who we just paid. I wouldn't mind Tyler Scott getting a little bit of more
Run.
work,
Yeah.
and maybe even Roma Dunze as well.
Bring
But
Bayless in there too.
well, they
Bayless.
talk about putting Velez at running back, which I don't have a problem with. I mean, I said it last year we needed to try him out there. He has terrible hands, but he can block, and
Yeah.
that's something Khalil Herbert does not do.
Yeah. So Jay, who wins tomorrow night? Why? Or does it matter?
Andy, I think Chicago Clarence has lost his fire, man. It doesn't matter. Of course it matters, man. We're all Bears fans. The Bears are gonna get this dub. We're gonna go down. We're gonna shut down. We're gonna shut it down in Buffalo. No, I'm kidding. Listen, I would love for the Bears to win it, but there are no must wins in the preseason. Just like there's no must wins in week one. I just, I'm going to echo Clarence's sentiments. I want a clean operation. Come out healthy. Come out with a few bumps, a few hits to get lathered up, but let's just look competent, look clean going into the next preseason game, and then on to the regular season.
Tomorrow night, I think we win if Caleb Williams looks like a franchise quarterback. I know one game we're not going to be able to tell, or one quarter or one series, but if you guys are out there and plays well, I think that's a win for us.
Yeah.
Regardless of the scoreboard. So, guys, I'll just give you your final thoughts. Jay, just say whatever you want to tomorrow night, or about the Chicago Bears in general.
I'm just excited football is back, man. I live here in Chicago and all these summer events are going on. But like when that first preseason game hits right around when we get the Air and Water show in the city, fall's coming and football's coming and football season's coming. I'm just excited to get it underway. I'm excited to see this new chapter with Rome and Caleb and a few of the new acquisitions on this team and see how it all gels together. Football's back, guys, and it's coming.
Chicago Cubs, what are your final thoughts?
Absolutely. That's exactly how I feel. It's been a long off season. In some ways, it's been exciting, but I really feel like we have turned the page as an organization. We're starting to do things right. I hated to see Justin go, but we have to embrace who we have here now. That's Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
And if he can get us there, and we can start putting the offense with some of the defenses that we've had over the last 20 years, maybe we can take a turn at hosting the Lombardi Trophy instead of just the George Halas Trophy. We got a few of those in the cabinet. I want to win a Super Bowl. It's been too damn long. And not only that, let's look competent as an organization for once.
Yes.
Can we do that? Can we look competent? Can we at least pretend that we know what we're doing? I'm starting to see trends of that with Ryan Poles.
Yeah.
Let's continue that. Let's continue that on.
All right, guys. Jay, thank you for joining us. I think we're definitely invite you back.
I would love to be back. You guys are awesome, man. You guys know your stuff, know your ball. Chicago Clarence. I'm gonna come with some jabs next time, man. I'm ready. No
well, I know how to stick and move, bro. I know how to stick and move.
All right.
Awesome, man. I would absolutely love to be back. Thanks for the opportunity.
All right.
Absolutely,
all right,
man.
guys.
It was great having you, bro.
All right, guys. Until next time, bear down.
Bear down.